All right, let's walk through this sales funnel that I created for a car dealership. This particular sales funnel, it is set up so that it's promoting a particular car, and it's a Subaru Crosstrek. And the idea here would be to try to get people to check out a review video of the Subaru Crosstrek. And ideally, maybe you could have the video created where it's from the point of view of a customer, someone that just loves the car itself. Um, or it could be both a sales guy and a customer, or it's just the sales guy. Whatever works best for you, but you really want a really engaging video. It's better to have one that you guys have created as opposed to finding one out on the web. Try to personalize a little bit. Anyways, so for this particular sales funnel, I don't have that video because I'm not a car dealer and I don't have one created yet from a car dealer yet to be dropping in here. I just wanted to build out this sales funnel really quickly to show you some of the features of this funnel. So I kept the copy for the subheadline really, really short. I could change that around if I want to, but I just wanted to get someone to fill this out right away. I don't really care for the long form subheadline field. So, okay, if we just scroll down through here, most of my sales funnels that I create, I end up using just a white background color, but for this one, I liked the black, the imagery and so forth. So I did change the color there. I only opted for the name and the phone number fields. I didn't collect the email address. Once someone submits their information for just the name and the phone, they're going to be redirected to the thank you page, where on that page I've actually put the video for this car, a review. I didn't want to put it on here because if you put the video here, which is what you're trying to get away, people aren't going to fill out your form. So that's why I wanted to put it on the thank you form, or the thank you page, that is. Okay, so I could have changed the button color to green if I want to, because green seems to be the best converting color, but yellow is going to stand out against that black background. I could have used red too, I suppose. And here's a perfect example of not using like privacy policy or terms and conditions or disclaimer or something like that as your text that shows up in the disclaimer field. A lot of people that build out these funnels, they do exactly what I have here, where they just add in additional information that they want below the image as opposed to information that's showing up above in the sub headline field. Now, you could add in a disclaimer link here too. You could actually add in a bunch of returns there, and then you could put see our put that in there, and put in if I could type too many T's. Okay, so by dropping that disclaimer link in there, then when they click through this, then it'll redirect them to the disclaimer. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't want a disclaimer on this one. And select save. Now, let's go ahead and view this live. So you can see how this looks. And I really like how it looks on mobile, but that white background, or the white text on the background, I can't speak. The white text on the black background really looks good. So this is how the disclaimer field would appear here. And if you can notice how my cursor changes when I hover over it, that's because I don't have a link set up, and I didn't want one. Okay, so check this out when you go to the thank you page, which I didn't show you the edits that I have in place for that, but let's just go ahead and go to the page anyways. So here we go. I've given them what I promised them, which was a video. Not exactly what I promised, because this is not a review that I created or a dealership created. This is some other third party. This is called Car Gurus. Anyways, this would render the video for them if they click through it and they can watch it and so forth. I'm just going to go ahead and stop that guy there. And then I added a button in here. You don't have to have a button on the thank you page. You could turn that off. I'm redirecting away from the sales funnel back to the car dealership. And here's my disclaimer. So I didn't put my disclaimer on the first page. I put it on the second page. You can do that too. Sneaky. All right, visit our dealership. Here we go. So here we go. Redirects back to the dealership. Now, with that being said, most sales funnels do not redirect to some other page. If you want to do that, like I did, put it on a thank you page. Put it on a page after you've collected their information. If I put it on that first page, they would click through that, like if they had to click through the disclaimer, they're going to leave your sales funnel and they're not going to fill out the information and give it to you. You don't want that to happen. One of the reasons for creating a sales funnel to begin with is just focus your user on the item at hand. So like if it's, in this case, trying to get them to give you contact information to check out this review, that's all you want. You don't want them to jump off and go to your website and then see, once this is loading, see all these other options out here, and then build a car, schedule a time to come in and so forth. Schedule a time to come in. You could set that up on your thank you page if you wanted to, instead of redirecting them to the Patrick Subaru car dealer. All right, so let's see. Let's jump into the settings for the thank you page. Really quickly before I do that, let me go back into the first page here. I want to show you. So after you have created a thank you page, if you want your user to go from that first page to the thank you page, and then maybe if you have 3 pages set up, if you want them to go from page 1, page 2, page 3, you need to go out to your settings tab and you need to change the redirect on success. What does that even mean? Okay, on success means whenever they've submitted your that first page, you want them, they click the submit button, you want them to redirect. You don't want them to just stay on that first page after it refreshes. You want them to go to the thank you page, or you want them to go to the second page, or whatever it happens to be. So on my settings tab, under redirect on success, you got to change this. The default is no redirect. Change it to these other options here. So the options you have are pages that you already created associated with this website. So I've created 2. There's one, which is the which is the first page. I don't even know why it shows there, but it does. And then there's the thank you page. Well, I want to be redirected to my thank you page. The other option is you can have them redirected to an external URL. That's what I have in place on the next page, the thank you page. I have dropped in that URL for Patrick Subaru. I will show you that in a second. So anyways, with redirect on success, it's going to dump that user into the thank you page next. All right, so I just want to show you really quickly. I'm going to go back in my funnel, go back to the edit. Oh, sorry. Let me close that. Bear with me here. All right, and I'm going to go back. I want to go to my thank you page. I want to show you, compare and contrast here. So we're going to go into settings and scroll down. Okay, under redirect on success, see here, like I just told you, I selected external URL and then dumps in the Patrick Subaru. So that is the difference between the two. If I wanted the thank you page to go back to the first page, that'd be kind of weird, but if you wanted to, you could select the this first link under no redirect, and that's going to dump you back to that first page. How do you know that's the first page? Well, you can check up here, like this is going to be the URL for that first page, but also whenever you've created a new website in PhoneSites, the default is to just have a subdomain and then domain. And open this up. So here we go. SBR-CRSS-TRK is subdomain of PhoneSites.com. There's no / and then something else. So that is the first page in your funnel. Anything afterwards is going to have a / and then some string of text for that second page. How do you change that? The default, whenever a new page is created, is some gobbledygook that's added out here. Let me show you how to change that really quickly. So that's under settings as well. Under page URL, this would have been random stuff. That means nothing. So I changed it to thank you. hitting Control Z and it's everything. There we go. It would have been easier if I just typed out everything. Okay, so there we go. So that's my page URL that I have, and if we just go view really quickly, I don't care. Go. So as you can see here, when we're viewing this, there's my URL. Subdomain, domain, and then there's the page.